Welcome to Attractions Direct, your source for Disney, SeaWorld, and Universal news and history. The Walt Disney Company just filed their first fiscal quarter earnings of 2020, so today we are going to be taking a look at what this means for the parks. We also have a lot more news to share with you all, so let's get right on into it. Disney announced that their first park is opening its gates. Shanghai Disneyland is opening up May 11th. Shanghai was one of the first parks to close due to COVID-19, but I'm very excited for it to reopen. At this time, we do not have any information as to when any of the other parks will open. However, this is a good start, and it'll be also interesting to see how Disney manages crowds. So far, I've heard that you are going to need to pick the day you are coming in advance, and your tickets will only be good for that day. I think this is a good measure to control crowds, but what else they will do is also interesting to see. But stick around here because we'll be covering it. But in other exciting news, Disney also announced an opening date for Disney Springs in Walt Disney World. Disney Springs is set to reopen May 20th. This is very exciting and shows that they are getting ready to open the Walt Disney World parks. But since this isn't a theme park and doesn't require a ticket, it'll be interesting to see how they handle crowds here. Something exciting to see, I guess. And I'm going to speculate, this isn't confirmed, but I will speculate, that if Disney Springs goes well, they may reopen the parks soon after. Again, pure speculation, but it would make sense in my opinion. But, in the meantime, why don't we hear an official statement, not speculation, from the Chief Medical Officer at Disney, Dr. Pamela Hymel. This message outlines the phases of reopening the parks and other measures they are taking. She said they are looking into using technology like the Play Disney Parks app to aid them with physical distancing measures, which is something, she said, they are actively looking into. She continued to say that they are looking into where they need to add extra cleaning and desanitization measures, so we can all enjoy the parks cleanly and safely, like in high-traffic areas, she said. She also said they have already added measures like hand sanitization and washing stations around the resorts, as well as screening procedures, and the use of things like face masks. And finally, she said they are planning new cast training programs so they can continue to uphold safety and health as huge priorities for their cast members. Now, I'm going to give some speculation here, so remember this is not confirmed, it's me speculating and imagining what Disney may do. I imagine Disney is probably going to have a system like fast passes for the normal queue. My guess is Disney will have a select slot you can arrive between to ride whatever ride, which you would have to pick in advance on one of their apps, probably the one for the resort, like the My Disney Experience app for Walt Disney World. This way, managing crowds and rides, and again, this is pure speculation on my part and not confirmed, but I could imagine them using something like this. Let's get back into the actual non-speculated news. Disney is also releasing a new app. This app is called Disney Now. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to be available for me in Canada, but I believe it is available in the US. It appears to have Disney Junior, Disney Channel, Disney XD, Disney Channel original movies, and the ability to play games. I believe it is free with some shows costing extra. Again, this isn't confirmed 100%, as I couldn't get the app to try it for myself, but based off of what I found on the official Disney Now site and other sites I found. Now, on a nice, happy note, Disney World also donated a firework to Orlando Ballot to help make face masks for Central Florida communities. Which I honestly think is just great to see that Disney is trying to aid their communities like this. A few months ago, Disney's Aulani Resort in Hawaii actually donated a lot of food to the local communities. Which I think it's just nice to see Disney doing stuff like this to give back to their communities. But in other news, Disney also released a new Droid Depot app to bring the magic of Star Wars to your home. It appears to have the ability to build a digital droid and play games with your Droid Depot custom astronomic droids, which I believe is something you can buy at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Although I could be wrong, as I don't hugely follow the Star Wars merchandise, and I also haven't been to Galaxy's Edge yet. And now, the boring financial stuff that probably only 2 of you care about, but I'm going to include it anyway. If you don't want to hear this, that's fine, I actually understand. I read financial reports for pretty much 2 hours while researching this video, and this section is kind of boring if you don't like finances. But I thought I should include it anyway. But if you don't care about this section, that's fine. I shall bid you farewell here. If you are leaving us here, be sure to give a like, subscribe, and share the channel for more. And we'll see you in the parks. Okay, now for the financial stuff. Disney invested $1,549,000,000 into their domestic parks. Domestic parks being Walt Disney World and Disneyland in California. This is in the first fiscal quarter compared to the $441 million they invested into their international parks. International parks being Disneyland Paris, Tokyo Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, and Hong Kong Disneyland. This is compared to the $1,678,000,000 they invested into Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and the $415 million they invested into their international parks in the first fiscal quarter of 2019. But how much did Disney lose due to the closure of their theme parks? Disney is estimating that they lost approximately $1 billion in theme parks due to the closure of their theme parks. But how much did they make? And will they be able to cover the $1 billion that they lost? I'm going to say that they should be able to cover it. When this quarter ended, they made $5,543,000,000 compared to the $6,171,000,000 from this quarter last year. This was a change of 10%. Now, the 6-month period, they made $12,939,000,000 compared to the $12,995,000,000 from this 6-month period last year. Keep in mind, this is only from parks, products, and experience. That's not it. It's parks, experience, and products, but you know what? Who cares? So I do think they will be able to cover the $1 billion that they did lose. Okay, there's the financial side of this. This is really exciting that Shanghai Disneyland and Disney Springs are opening up again, which probably means great things for the rest of the theme parks. I'm very glad that Disney is looking to make sure everything is sanitized and safe for us when we can return. I can tell based off of the message from the Chief Medical Officer made that it really is something they care about. The features of the new Disney Now app sounds really cool too. Too bad I can't get it. And although I was joking about it earlier, I personally enjoy financial stuff sometimes. It's really cool to me to see how Disney is spending their money and where they're making their money. If you want to learn more about any of this stuff, my sources were the Disney Parks blog site and the WaltDisneyCompany.com website. Both are really cool with other information. There might be more stuff coming with the Disney Parks blog in the next video. But that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel. And if you guys are getting up to anything fun at home, please send it to us on Twitter. Tag us with @AttractionsDNews. Now, also a small little disclosure, I do not own any of the images in this video except for the Attractions Direct logo. All authors should have been credited where credit is due. If I forgot to credit you, I am sorry. Please DM us on Twitter, and I will apologize. And try to edit in. I'm still really bad at editing. So yeah, I might not be able to, but I'll really apologize about that. Most of the images are from the official Disney blog site and the WaltDisney.com website, which is why I did credit them. Make sure I did. But anyway, until next time, we will see you in the parks.